Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 220 for April the 19th, 2024. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Dave.
Hello.
And on my right by Neil.
Hello.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
All right.
Good.
Very good.
Surprisingly chipper.
Well, that's good to
Could
hear.
be the beer, though. Who knows?
Yeah, I've had a few.
Well, this is good. This should be fun then. Welcome back. Thanks very much for joining us. I am going to be that guy tonight and just keep pushing us along and try and, make sure that we don't get caught up in the 30 minutes, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes of whatever, because I do have some time limitations tonight. So let's move on then. Do we start with listener stuff or we start with
some
footy?
chatters tonight already?
Have
Early
we?
chatters, yeah.
Oh, mate. Must be bad weather.
Maybe.
I can't remember. Do we start with listener stuff? Or
Well,
football
normally, I think we start with football, but then last week you just threw a curveball and started with listener stuff. But
What do you want to do?
Remember. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, go for it then.
Okay, we'll do the football then, are we? Oh, hang on.
Sorry, my headset died.
Oh dear. I was just stalling for Dave. Anyway.
Thank you.
What's wrong, Dave?
My headset died. I had to quickly switch the battery over.
So we're going for FPL.
Cool.
Yes, are we ready? Are we all ready?
We're ready.
Right, okay. Well, we'll quickly run through the fixtures and the bonus pointers. So we have the roundup for game week 33. Is that right?
I believe so.
Or was it 33?
Yes.
33, yeah.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, because 34
yeah.
Cup is the cup week starts, right?
So we had Newcastle, maybe surprisingly beating Spurs, certainly by 4-0 at St James's.
Oh, I forgot. I was looking forward to talking about this. That was the start of my weekend. I was watching that game in bed, and the first goal. Who scored the first goal? I can't. Was it? Was it?
Isak scored the first one.
It was Isak scored the first one, right? And then he went past Van de Ven, and Van de Ven fell over onto his head. Oh my God! I was in my bed howling with laughter. It's just the funniest thing I've ever seen. And then he got schooled again. Unreal.
Yeah, I've saw a really shonky replay on my phone. I made a comment in the Discord because I was like, you said something about Van de Ven, and I watched a dodgy replay, and I was like, Pedro Porro played an amazing through ball off the wing for Anthony Gordon, who was the opposition player. It was an amazing pass. It was like he just dinked it over his own man, and like it went straight to Anthony Gordon. I was like, that's an amazing pass.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was to the opposition, who then just rounded the keeper. And went, Thank you.
It was not a good day for Spurs.
No.
That was for sure.
So the aforementioned Anthony Gordon got 3 bonus points. He scored and got 2 assists. One for Isak's first goal. Then we moved on. Brentford, he beat Sheffield United, unsurprisingly, 2-0 at the G-Tech. Comes up as Zanka. He's also known as Matthias Jorgensen. He's got 3 bonus points. He obviously got a clean sheet for Brentford. He's a defender. And then Burnley drew with Brighton 1-1. Well, earlier on in the season, they probably thought that would be a good result. But at this stage of the season, they need wins. But they were at home, and it was Hjalmar Ekdal who went off early, obviously, because he got clean sheet points, and it was 1-1. So he must have, and he got 3 bonus points. So he must have gone off before Brighton scored their equaliser. Then Man City beat Luton 5-1 at the Etihad. Jeremy Doku caused us all sorts of problems. Scored, got 2 assists, 3 bonus points. And I'm not quite sure we had the school kids on just yet in defence. But yeah, no defenders really to speak of. And then Forest.
No surprises there.
No, we didn't think we were going to win, obviously, but it was probably a bit. If we had our first choice team out, maybe it would have been a bit closer. But you never really know when you go up there, do you?
I like the fact you popped one in.
Yeah, we do. Well, the only game we haven't scored in recently is the Arsenal game, and we've scored like 20 out of 21 or something stupid. And Forest then drew with Wolves 2-2 at the City Ground. Mateus Cunha for Wolves got 2 goals and 3 bonus points, but he's now out injured again. Bournemouth then drew with Manchester United 2-2 at the Vitality. Bruno Fernandes, 2 goals and 3 bonus points. Then Crystal Palace beat Liverpool 2-0 at Anfield. 1-0 at Anfield. A very early
That
goal.
was tremendous.
Bit of a turn up. Obviously, Liverpool pushing for the title. Looked well off it, to be honest. Tyrick Mitchell of Palace got the assist for the goal. Obviously, got the clean sheet, and he ended up with 3 bonus points.
Liverpool shit the bed.
So they weren't the only team, were they? We're moving on.
No, they weren't. Oh my God, this weekend was just manna from heaven for a Chelsea fan. It was awesome.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Fulham, in between, beat West Ham 2-0 at the London Stadium. Andreas Pereira, who's been anonymous for most of the season, come out of nowhere, scored 2. And
Yeah,
got
didn't
3
West
bonus
Ham?
points.
West Ham had a big game last week, didn't they? They had a big victory last week, I think.
Honestly,
They
can't
did
remember.
win.
I can't remember.
And so you
Antonio's been
felt
back and been doing okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it felt like, oh, West Ham might be on a bit of a tear here, and then they just fucking shit the bed as well.
Yeah.
Another London club shitting the bed. Brilliant.
Yeah. Well,
Let's have
to
it.
a London club, to be fair. To your local rivals, potentially, Fulham. So that's your neighbours, isn't it? You know, not so noisy neighbours.
Yeah, Fulham and Brentford are noisy neighbours, but
not really.
They're all right. They're West London neighbours. They're all right.
If anyone's noisy around that area, it's the fucking Chelsea.
Chelsea scum.
Yeah, but they only got a 1-word song, so bit boring.
Yeah, we're mid.
Totally. Speaking of teams shitting the bed, Arsenal got beat by Aston Villa.
Brilliant as well.
At home.
Oh, fantastic.
Fantastic goal from Ollie Watkins, has to be said. Arsenal
there was the one where he went above the keeper or whatever. Like
he was chipped the keeper as he ran through. But he was onside, but I think he was ahead of the furthest back Arsenal defender. But he was in his own half, and obviously they'd left Emil Smith-Rowe back to try and cover any.
Yeah.
And it was, he's hardly played all season against Ollie Watkins. He's been absolutely having the season of his life. And Ollie Watkins came out on top, funnily enough, in that little run to the ball and dinked one over, what's his face? David Raya in the Arsenal net, and it made it 2-0. But it was Luca Dean of Aston Villa who got the 3 bonus points with 1 assist and a clean sheet. Unexpected clean sheet, largely. That's the first time Arsenal ain't scored in a while, isn't it? And
probably.
Finally, the Monday night football. Monday afternoon in some areas of the world, I guess, or even mornings. The fucking Chelsea scumbags narrowly beat Everton by 6-0.
Ooh, go on the Chelsea.
And the one player I said you had to have from Chelsea, the only player you needed to have from Chelsea, the Cole Palmer, scored 4 fucking goals last week and got 3 bonus points, funnily enough. Got a clean sheet, obviously, just to add to it. 26 points.
Yeah, huge.
He scored.
Jackson came good, though, didn't he? I told you
he
Jackson
got 12 points. Well, yeah, he still... It was comical. Oh, so comical scenes. They're 4-0 up. 5-0 up, was it, at the time? They get a penalty. Cole Palmer's the penalty taker, still on the pitch. He gets fouled for the penalty, it turns out. There was two what
did they say that? I can't remember because they've never figured out who it was.
It was definitely the Cole Palmer foul. It was definitely the Cole Palmer foul that got fouled because Madueke didn't get fouled. He trod on the ball, as far as I could see. And the ref pointed, when he gave the penalty, he pointed at Cole Palmer to say, that's the offence that I'm giving a penalty for. And then Cole Palmer, obviously penalty taker, but Nicholas Jackson first, or Madueke had the ball because he thought it was he'd been fouled, so he wanted the penalty. And then Nicholas Jackson come in, and they all started pushing and shoving. And then Cole Palmer gets the ball, and Conor Gallagher, captain, says, "No, mate, Cole Palmer's taking penalties. Stop being fucking kids." And then Nicholas Jackson didn't really celebrate once he scored the penalty. But there we go.
I don't understand why Jackson was trying to take the penalty. That's just bonkers, right?
He's just a striker and he wants goals, I guess. That's
I understand that. I mean, but Madueke, I think at least felt like he had a shout on it, right? Because whatever.
He thought he'd been fouled.
Maybe he was fouled. But it's extremely amateur hour, right? I mean, if you're Pochettino,
I wouldn't see that in my kids' football.
Pochettino would have absolutely roasted Palmer and Madueke in the
there was comments
for that.
Commenters like people saying like if they were the manager they'd have just hooked the pair of them off and said this is not acceptable, you can't be fucking doing this bullshit.
No.
But I don't know. It's up to him. At the
And
end
it
of the
and
day.
it's
He's the
and
boss.
it's. I tell you what, it could be limiting. It could be Chelsea career limiting for
Well, if
someone like
only it would
Madueke, right?
maybe Madueke could probably. He's one of the players who could potentially get sold because he's an actual product for Chelsea. So he's pure profit. So he's probably one of the players who they will be looking to sell.
Yeah, hoof
Maybe
him.
not this year, but I think it was a real nonsense thing that happened because I was saying to my son a couple of weeks ago, when he plays for Chelsea, Chelsea look better team. Madueke gets lots of energy. Raheem Sterling does a lot of stuff and then usually fluffs it at the end. Madueke's definitely got a bit more end product as far as I'm concerned. He's very energetic, does a lot of good running as well. And I think when he plays, Chelsea are better. But
It'll be interesting to
he
see
may have harmed his future there.
Well, it'll be interesting to see the next game, right? You know, to
Yeah.
see how they respond from that.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, will they have they turned the corner? Is this the new Chelsea? Is this Chelsea the dawn of Chelsea's future, or are they going to be back to being shit again next game? Who knows? We'll find
And there
out.
has been a lot of people just going, well, he already got 3 goals. He should have just given it. They should have just let him have it. I mean,
he takes penalties, and he scored 9 penalties out of 9.
Yeah, he's going to score the penalties, and you cannot underestimate the value of a goal for Chelsea right now, right? For them possibly pushing for a European place. I mean, there's just this is not Mickey Mouse Sunday League anymore, right?
Well,
these
it
goals
was for
matter.
those few seconds there.
For that minute, it was, but like I mean, Conor Gallagher did well, right? Just to come in, he did the captain thing, came in and just
said, "Stop being a twat."
Yeah, stop being twat, right?
Yeah. So hey ho.
Yeah, there you go.
So the Cole Palmer, funnily enough, was the player of the week on 26 points in the whole game. I say if you haven't got him now, you obviously need your head seen to. They've got more games than anyone left to play as well, I believe, Chelsea. So there you go. You have to have him. This is the reason. He is the one reason, one of the big reasons why I'm not doing shit this year, because I refused to have him. And he was just scoring points every week, and I was just like, I feel like if I put him in, he's going to be shit. But he's just every week he would score more points. I was like, ugh.
There's been 2 game weeks so far where I have absolutely shit the bed, and then Cole Palmer has saved me.
Yeah. Right? Well, my son captained Cole Palmer on Monday night before Chelsea. He was on something like 17 points.
Yeah.
And he captained Cole Palmer, and I think he had Nicholas Jackson got like 70 points in that game.
Right.
So completely turned his week around.
Nice. All right. So how's the FPL looking? You got Palmer, Dave?
No.
There we go. Says it all, doesn't it?
I knew the answer to that question.
Our top scorer in our league was Tim Kelly, 95 points. No, it was definitely not you, Dave. But you weren't bottom. You weren't bottom. No. Mike Redmond come in second on the week, 89 points, and your mate Angelo, 88 points. Slightly closed the gap.
Yeah,
still a bit of a gap.
Good
58 points. 58-point gap at the top. Yes, speaking of the top, it is still my boy on 2,052 points. That'd be a good score to end the season on, I think, 2,052, but there's still quite a few weeks left. Angelo second, 1,994, and then Christian's moved up to third. He had a good week, got 84 points, 1,934 points. Displaced Kinzit.
Yeah, good.
Relatively weak score on 64.
I gained on Kinzit by 5 points.
Did
yes.
you? You didn't take any hits, no?
I didn't take any hits, no.
Okay. So that's the main league. Dave, your 32 points was not the bottom score of the week. In fact, it wasn't even the second bottom score of the week.
Ooh.
My wife and Paul Davies both got 29 points. So there we go.
Oof.
Yeah, that was big. If they haven't got Cole Palmer, obviously.
No.
So head to head. Oh, where's my leagues gone? It's gone. Oh, it's all gone. I'm going to have to log in. That's going to be a pain. I'll have to talk about them. So the head to head, we had the matches. Fraser Moores 69, Adam Isaac 81.
Yeah.
Gary D. Felice 69. The other Garcast regular Mike Redmond 89.
Yeah, good work, Mike.
Good score.
Christian Barkley 84. Lou Estevez, 68. Elusive Man, 69. Nice. And Dave, 32. Lou, my wife, 29. The average, 58. Me, 86. And somehow I'm playing Andy Cox again 2 weeks later. 68.
Well, that's why I'm playing Adam again, right? And
Yeah.
I only played him about 3 weeks ago. So I don't know how this works.
I don't fucking know. There's obviously not enough teams to have a normal amount of fixtures. So Luciano, 77. Phil Taylor, 67. Chris Jackson, 61. Chipper Spice, 87.
Chipper bringing it.
Nice. And the top three in the head-to-head league is Adam on 70. Still technically reachable by Mike Redmond, who's on 58. It's looking increasingly unlikely that anyone's going to catch him. Christian is in third on 57 points. And yes, someone may have noticed, did Fraser say about the Cup? The Cup is starting this week. Tim Kelly got the top score last week, so he's the only team getting a bye. Everyone else has a fixture this week, so there will be however many left, 16 left next week, is it? I can't remember. So
yeah, I would think so, right?
Yeah. So interesting.
All right.
So this weekend we've got no Spurs games this week coming, game week 34. But there are several teams. Everyone else has at least one game. Some teams have two. A lot of teams that only have one game, their game is not until midweek because there's FA Cup semi-finals this weekend.
Yep.
So Manchester United, Man City, whoever else it is it Arsenal? Someone else
Brighton,
are not playing until midweek. So we've got a deadline of 1:30 on Saturday, not knowing who might get injured in the FA Cups and all that sort of stuff, so who might play in the league fixtures later on in the week. Erling Haaland is a doubt for the weekend.
75%.
He's already said, the way Pep talks, I don't think he'll be playing in the FA Cup. I think he'll be focusing on the league. For sure.
Yes. Rest Haaland. Fine.
So we shall see. But yeah.
Good. Okay.
Did you see the news about the FA Cup?
Something like scrapped replays.
Fucking scrapping replays. Bunch of
How are they going to work that out?
Why? Have you got a problem?
Yeah, I've got a problem.
Why? You sound angry about it.
If you're like Oxford United, for example, and you get Manchester United and you manage to get a draw at Oxford, then you get to go to Old Trafford in a replay with like 78,000 people or whatever.
Right.
And take loads more money, probably on telly. But if you get the one fixture at home, 3 o'clock on a Saturday, no TV money.
And what happens if they draw?
Then they just go to penalties. Or it goes to extra time and then penalties. No one wants extra time. Everyone hates extra time. Get rid of extra time before you get rid of replays. So
yeah.
It's shit.
Okay, no, interesting.
It's all about the big boys. All about the big boys. Big team mentalities. They've got so many games. Well, they fucking try playing the championship season when you've got 46 games before you even think about cups.
Like you will next year.
Yeah. Probably.
All right. I've no time for Luton now. Chelsea all the way again. Let's go.
Having Luton in the Premier League has fucked my FPL because I'm constantly distracted by wanting Luton to do well.
All right, let's move on to some listener stuff then. Thanks, Neil. Much appreciated as normal. Listener stuff. I'm in the listener stuff. I have a question. I don't know why I just came up with it. I'll tell you why I came up with this. So my question was, what is on your bucket list? Because I was sitting there on my bed staring into the abyss. And I was
contemplating your own mortality.
Just, that thing where you're just sort of, you're trying to get a nap, but there's so much going on in your head, you're just staring at the wall. I don't know, maybe you don't get that.
I used to.
Anyway, yeah, sometimes. Depending, yeah, anyway. I'm in that stage right now of a lot of stuff, just staring at walls. And I was looking at my bookcase, and I was just like, there's a book on there called The Belgariad. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but it's supposed to be quite an epic fantasy book. And there was a point where I bought quite a few epic fantasy books where people were just like, this is great, this is great. I've never read them, right? And I think I've tried a couple of times to start them. And so So my bucket list, I've decided my bucket list is to read every book I'm supposed to have read that's in this house. Right. And there's a few of them, not a crazy amount, but a good amount.
You
right?
feel like this is achievable?
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely achievable.
Could you do this by the end of the year, maybe?
Oh, no, that's a big ask. That's a big ask. Yeah.
There's too many distractions.
But I'd like to focus on.
Would audiobooks count if you got them on audiobook? Or you could actually sit down and read them?
Well, I want to justify having purchased these books and paid, and they're sitting there doing nothing. It winds me up. So, and I'm sure they're great.
Take them to the
Otherwise, I wouldn't have got them. No, I've got to read them. So I'm going to try.
At least they won't be staring you in the face anymore.
One of my bucket list things is to read my fucking books. Right.
I always think about.
I want to make Duke proud of me.
But then I can't be asked. It's hard enough to watch a TV show these days, let alone fucking read a book.
Yeah, I know. So that's about it. And could probably go to Japan. I think that's on my bucket list.
I'd like to go to Japan. Well,
why
do you want to
go
do
to Japan?
Do you want to do Tokyo, or do you want to go Osaka? Is it Osaka? No, Kyoto. Kyoto looks really cool.
Kyoto.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, it's got
I think I'd probably like to just check out
some cool looking
Tokyo,
countryside.
But I could imagine Tokyo. I could nope out of there pretty quick to
I think that might be a 48
hours.
Right? Yeah, 48-hour job in Tokyo, and it's like fucking hell, this is a bit too much. Although people probably speak English in Tokyo.
We should do a seal trip.
They may not do
Japan.
class.
We should do a seal trip to Japan.
Yeah, one day.
Any guy, you guys got bucket list items?
Not really thought about it. Probably should start thinking about it, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Who put the question in the show notes? In the show notes.
Oh, I put it in here.
Well, why you thought about it then?
Well, I thought a bit about it, but it was really silly.
Too much going on. You're sitting there staring
I was busy
at the wall
fucking writing my write-up for the FPL. And getting all the shit posted into the fucking show notes.
Dave, you got anything on your bucket list? I'm sure you've said something before, actually. Maybe not.
Try not to get fired. Provide for my family.
Oh,
they're not really bucket lists. Be selfish.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's fucking somebody who's giving up life. Come on, what do you? Is it that? Are you getting? Is the man beating you down?
No, it's not. No.
I don't know.
It's okay. You can admit because he's beating the shit out of me right now.
Retroactively put things on there like start a podcast. Like, oh, we've done that one. Nice. Tick that one off.
Yeah. It's like trying to buy me a Christmas present. I'm notoriously difficult with nailing anything down like this. It's like,
don't bother.
Right,
I've
done all this shit. I've done all the shit that I want to do.
Have you? Fuck. Come on, there must be something.
I don't know.
Right.
I could.
I'm not asking this podcast questions anymore. This podcast sucks.
No. I'm quite excited about seeing people go back to the moon. I tell you what, I'd love to go to watch a rocket.
Oh yeah.
Off. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty.
That's doable. That's doable.
Let's hope it's not one with a fucking warhead on the end of it,
eh? No. I'd love to go and sit on a truck and with a case of beer and watch one of the rockets go off from Florida.
More than doable, mate. I'm sure.
Yeah.
As long as they actually launch it, that's the problem, right?
Well, you hope it's not too fucking windy or something when you turn up.
Yeah, whatever it
if
may
you
be.
book like
$1,000
multiple £1,000 trip to fucking watch a rocket launch and it gets delayed by a month.
Well, at worst, you got a trip to Florida, right?
Yeah, well, there's probably better places to go.
Yeah, go to Disney World or something.
Well, you can go to Cape Canaveral, go see all the rocket stuff there. It's cool.
There's a big museum, is there?
Yeah.
Go and see the old. Is Saturn V there? Well, it's not a real one, obviously, because it breaks up into pieces when it goes up. Done it? That's the idea, wasn't it? Falls apart.
I'm not sure.
No, yes, in those days, yes.
They definitely did come back in one piece.
No.
No. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else got a bucket list item, Neil? Anything?
Maybe have sex once more before I die.
Okay. I can't help you with that.
In the bucket.
In Florida. while a rocket's going up.
It's not been referred to as that before, I can assure you.
Wait a second. I got this. We go to Japan because the Japanese launch rockets, don't they?
They do.
Go to
Yeah.
Japan. We watch a rocket launch, and David fucks Neil, and then
It's a winner all round.
winner, winner, winner. All right. I think that could be the lowest point of the podcast.
I don't know. I'm not sure it's as low as a couple of weeks back. That was pretty low.
Probably not. Moving swiftly along, Paul W says, just out of interest, what was the inspiration behind calling the podcast the Seal Podcast? Is it based on your guys in your younger days enjoying going out clubbing? Very good.
All right.
Yeah,
We've done
bizarrely,
this.
actually, this is related to the guy with the guy who's the next question as well. So,
This is indeed.
does anybody want to tell how we started this?
Well, we started playing PUBG. That's how we all met.
Yeah.
And I don't know who coined the phrase or the term.
I think we were playing with Sean and Kev quite a lot. And it just the calling ourselves Seals was ironic and funny. But we did it so much that it ended up sticking. Yeah. And it was about the time that Discord came in as well. And so you needed to title the Discord. So we called it hasn't changed, has it?
No,
what is it? Seals. It's called the Seals, and it's been Seals. And then I had the idea, we were all spending so much time chatting away. I thought we'd get a podcast together. So we quite a few of the Seals got together. Kev included, and Sean was in there, I think. Mm-hmm. Then we just got the podcast going, and Kev and Sean didn't stay with us. They were around for a few episodes, but the three of us kept going, and here we are.
Yeah.
It's the oddest name, isn't it? It really doesn't help. It doesn't do us any favors, really, I don't think.
Hopefully we're going to sort that out.
Yeah, we're never going to sort it out.
Well, we're not going to change the name. Well, hopefully I'm going to sort out it meaning something and helping.
Oh, well, that's all right. Good. Yeah, so that's how that happened. And then, Kev was one of the originators, and he sent us a question, which is great to hear from him. He says, I have a question. PUBG, what's your thoughts on the upcoming changes and roadmap? The new destructibility of maps is a game changer for the open field battles, final circle exchanges. Is this the return of the SEAL team? Oh, and cheers for the content that keeps me amused on my morning commute by bike. I actually thought you were all drunk the other week, but I realized I had you on 0.75 play speed.
So I sound even more drunk than normal, potentially.
Honestly, I haven't. I've heard murmurings about the PUBG stuff. Just somebody mentioned it in passing, but I don't really know any details.
Is any of this live yet? The destructibility stuff, is that just coming in?
I don't think so. I think as soon as that happens, we'll know about it. Arnie will probably be straight in there.
Just no interest in PUBG still.
I don't know. I have an interest in it. I'll go in and check it out for sure. I think if it is a big change, that's fine. PUBG is brutally difficult now to go and play. But I think I could find some fun in that if it turns out to be quite good.
There were so many good times in the old days before it got ruined. But
yeah, I think the biggest thing. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I do think PUBG is ruined. I think there's way too much shit in there, and I don't just mean the cosmetics. I mean like stuff on the ground and weapons and
things. That's what you have to have for these type of games. You have to keep adding stuff, otherwise people get fed up and leave. But even if you keep adding stuff, it's
people are still going to get fed up and leave, right? It's I mean, it's tough. I mean, it sucks to be a developer, I guess, right? But
I think they're doing okay. To be fair, PUBG, I think they're still doing all right.
Yeah, probably. So, yeah, we'll see if it changes.
It's still live, isn't it? You know, if it's not doing all right,
I think it's probably profitable as well. It's like
I think I don't think North America represents a very big community on that, but I still think the communities abroad are huge.
PUBG Mobile is huge, probably because nobody even talks about it. It's like Call of Duty Mobile is enormous. but no one talks about it.
Well, we
So-
don't need to because we have PCs and
Yeah.
consoles, right?
Good games,
know,
real games. None of that.
Well, not
mobile
real
bollocks.
games, but real ways to play them, right? It's I guess there's just millions and millions and millions of people who just don't have the money for a PC.
Yeah,
or
well,
a
maybe things
console.
will change in China now. They've got access to games again on things that aren't their phones. But
Uh,
I don't think PUBG is one
um,
of those things. To be fair.
Anyway, if if it all turns out to be good, we should definitely have a SEAL team reunion.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
got the Venga bus queued up
Good
ready.
times. They were good times. Good times. Thanks, Kev. Much appreciated. Okay, that's all we have there. I guess it's on to what we've been doing. Neil, you have some stuff here that looks to
Yeah.
be
Well, the
worth a chat here.
the cryptic chat about hopefully improving our visibility and stuff. I was faffing about on Tuesday building a website because I believe apparently, because obviously when you search for us, we do appear on the podcast searches, but all you get generally is loads of Navy SEAL geezers on YouTube and stuff in your responses from Google. So if we have a website, then maybe that will help our discoverability and all that sort of stuff. So I was messing around. Instead of playing video games all day Tuesday on my day off, I built a website, or started to build a website for the SEAL podcast. And it's only got one page at the minute. I'm trying to do stuff with, like, putting the FPL stuff on there, links to the FPL and things like that on a separate page. But I'm using WordPress, and let's be honest, it's not... Well, considering I have no training whatsoever, I'll be fair, I did okay on building a page for the website.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
But adding, like, trying to embed things on WordPress is a bit of a fucking ball ache, apparently, and it just rejects for certain things. It's like, no, we're not doing that. You can't have that. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So some of the ideas that I've had aren't possible using WordPress, but I'm like, I can do it very cheaply on WordPress, and it functions as a website. So I may just do that. I can register the domain and do the lot for not a lot of money.
We
So-
did have the domain for a while, didn't we?
You paid for the domain, but there was nothing hosted there. It wasn't hosted anywhere. You just had the domain. I think you
should probably go
redirected
get
it to the Podbean.
Now we're talking about that we don't have the domain and putting that out live. We should probably
Yeah.
go get the domain.
Yeah, well, I can do that.
Yeah, that's not overly expensive.
No, it's not.
What about the hosting? Is
the
how much-
hosting? Is basically I can host the WordPress site through WordPress with the domain for like £36 for a year. Something like that.
How much?
It's not a lot, is it?
I've just saved us a load of money. Now you're off spending it. You're like, my
I'll
daughter.
pay that myself. It's like a
Unbelievable.
hobby. Like, I'll start an actual productive hobby that isn't just playing video games, like building websites.
You could actually fall back on that, eh?
Well, I don't know. I'm a bit old for that shit, and I'm very slow at doing it. So it's just,
That's all right.
but I'm learning. I've started to learn something new at my
exactly,
grand old
exactly.
age. And I'm
Ah, you're fine. You're still
I did an
young.
HTML course
Don't,
many years ago, but that was total shit. It was just basically about the history of HTML rather than any actual coding, which was fucking bullshit. So, but yeah,
you just need to know how to use the tools, but let other people worry about the technical stuff. You just get the tools, right? That's all it is these days,
but they're
isn't it?
really not very user friendly. I don't think. I think other
No.
websites like Squarespace, I believe, is the one, but it's a lot more expensive. I think that's
Yeah,
the,
we
that's
used
the place.
we used Squarespace for the what was it? What was that podcast I used
Game
to do?
Punchers.
Game Punchers. Yeah, we had Squarespace on that. It was
Yeah.
all right to use. Yeah,
Yeah.
Steve did most of that. Anyway, that's
So
that's
yeah,
another podcast.
watch this space. Maybe we'll have a
right.
website.
Cool. All right.
And then I watched the episode 2 of Fallout TV show.
Yeah, I haven't even been able to make it to that yet.
Have you not? Oh, I finished that.
Yeah,
I
well,
watched the first one, so
you've not watched the first one.
I've watched the first one.
Yeah.
Just not had time to get to the second one with the
Yeah,
missus.
well,
I
I
honestly
literally-
I really haven't had time.
I had it on because I'm having to watch it on my own. So I'm picking
Aw.
because I've tried to get my wife to watch, but I've just fucking subscribed to 3 months of Disney Plus because apparently there's new Grey's Anatomy. I'm like, oh, fucking awesome.
Oh,
Brilliant.
But then I'll be able to watch Shogun, and I've just upgraded it to 4K, who are all that hoo-ha, and Dolby Atmos, because I've been watching Fallout on my full surround sound with the full. Oh fucking hell, that's amazing.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
If you
Yeah,
crank the
sound.
volume up, it's just fucking great. It's really good. It's really fucking good.
Yeah, I've got my sub right behind where I sit, and it's
Oh yeah.
especially when the power armor is walking around.
Yeah, right. Thud,
Yeah.
thud, thud.
No,
Yeah.
don't. I watched the first
Oh,
episode
so good.
upstairs. Like upstairs is like just
Just
I
normal.
don't have any of the bells and whistles. It's good,
Right.
but it's no bells and whistles. There's no like surround. There's no
Oh, you want it
no
on
sub.
fucking surround sound, everything. Go for
Downstairs
yeah,
is the surround and the sub and everything. Yeah, so you got to go down.
I honestly think the production of the Fallout series is so good. It could be cinema quality in that how it presents and how it sounds, how it feels,
Yeah.
how it shows. Yeah,
how it's shot, like sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 It is one of those programs that will be looked. It's like Game of Thrones. It will be looked back on. It was like this is how TV shows will try and emulate.
This has cost a
how
lot of money, I imagine, though.
Oh, I can imagine so. Yeah.
Amazon
But
money.
it's been renewed. It's been renewed for season 2. I don't know
yeah.
obviously where it goes in season 1 yet, but I don't know. You don't want to overdo it, do you? You don't want to overdo it because we've got to make some more games. So
The thing is,
can't be putting all the good stories into the TV show.
Yeah, that Bethesda and Tom Howard. Is it Tom Howard?
Todd.
Todd, the mastermind behind it. They know, they know the Fallout series and the lore about it is massive and expansive and all encompassing. They've got hundreds of years of stories to tell. So yeah, I don't think they're if they do come to a sort of a stopping point, or if they come to, they can just go back to an older story.
Would you know? You say
about
that
a different vault.
I was listening to a podcast.
Yeah, they could do whatever they want, right?
Apparently, Fallout 3 is getting remastered, and it's probably nearly done. So that could be a big announcement this summer that Fallout 3 remastered comes out.
Remastered would be good.
Yeah. So maybe I actually, every time I watch it, I'm like, yeah, I should fucking play one of these properly. Actually gets around to fucking properly playing it.
Yeah, they're all on Game Pass at the moment. I think
they're all on
Prime
sale
Gaming
everywhere at the
has
minute.
them
It's like
and-
75% off.
My son's been watching the series. He's raced ahead, watching it in his own time, and now he was playing Fallout 4 yesterday.
Yeah, I saw he bought the Game of the Year edition. It's like fucking £8 or something on Steam.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we've bought that. How many copies of Fallout 4 I have.
I think they've probably sold a lot more in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, hopefully I can get to some more episodes. Anything else, Neil? Nah. I can give you an update on the bunnies. The bunnies are no more, unfortunately.
They're
What happened to
them?
Well, so
did Samson not eat his dinner one day?
No, so the bunnies were gone, and then my wife said she heard some squealing in the middle of the night, and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, fair enough." And then I think we saw the cat, so I think a cat got them, and then the cat was definitely back in the garden the next day. So
no bunnies.
Yeah, so assuming this cat got them, right?
Lucky
I mean,
cats.
It came back, but I have managed to manage my grief by saying to myself, if the cat came back, obviously he didn't know they were gone, right?
Maybe they're not gone.
So the cat didn't kill them. Maybe they just went. And so now I just tell people they went off to bunny school or whatever it was, or bunny college. I don't know. The bunnies are gone. It was fun while it lasted.
Flown the nest.
I don't really like to think of them having been chomped, but there you go.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? I tried.
Did you?
I tried.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a shelter over the top for them or whatever, and was keeping the dog out of the garden. I mean, what more can not much more I could do, right? I can't.
Your dog would have scared the cat off, by the way.
Sorry,
your dog would have scared the cat off. Maybe.
Oh, he saw the cat. He saw the cat in the garden, and he lost the plot. Yeah, he hates cats. Yeah. So anyway, Yeah,
Nature took its course.
nature took it. Well, yeah, I don't consider cats nature. Nature to me, that's like somebody's pet is loose, killing everything,
It's
right?
like a small wild animal that's
Yeah,
allowed
there
to
you
live
go.
inside.
Anyway. I don't think, in all honesty, good luck cat, right? We found a lot of dead cats around here.
Really?
Like, I think we're up to about 3 so far
Really?
now. Yeah.
All seems to have Samsung teeth marks
No,
on them.
the one I know,
Well,
my
just-
son found one over there. I think he's found a couple local, and we found one up by one of the school pitches. And all that was left was, I think, a little bit of the tail and the paws. Right,
Right.
everything else was
Really?
gone.
You
Oh
think
yeah, the
coyotes
coyotes.
like-
Coyotes. Yeah,
Ah,
they get picked off by the coyotes, right? So
nature taking its course.
yes, nature gets back.
The
You're
cats eat the
you're eating the
bunnies,
coyotes' food.
eat the
That's
cats.
that's right. Yeah.
Is the paws
yeah.
not good then? The paws don't taste good and no tail.
I think the paws are like, yeah. I don't know.
Mm.
Although we were walking the trail the other day and we found this was on Sunday, and we found what looked like probably a big rat or something, looked maybe a big mouse. It looked like a
Big
tiny
mouse?
kangaroo,
Is
but
this
it looked like feet like a kangaroo, but it was tiny on the ground, right? It was more
Right.
mousy,
like
but
a
durably
chinchilla or
whatever.
something?
Anyway, well, I don't,
You don't-
but we don't have chinchillas here, so I
You
don't know
don't
what
have
it was.
possums, do you?
We do, yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, but it was too small for that. Anyway, the
Okay.
point is, the only thing missing off this was the head. I don't know why. I was like, what animal is only eating the head? That's
That's a
really
cat.
odd.
That's a cat thing, surely.
No, there was no cats in the forest. This is too far away. Cats
Bears famously eat just salmon brain because there's so many salmon. Like the most protein and delicious thing of the salmon is the brain, apparently.
they
They
just
Well,
get
they just
stuck the
throw
head
the
out.
rest out, do they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird, isn't it?
They just
That's the
stand there
good
with
bit,
their mouth
surely.
open. Yeah, well, the head brain is the good bit for the bears.
Mm.
But you don't get bears, do you? Where you are?
I
We
don't.
do, yeah.
I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, we have bears. So where I walk the dog on Sundays, we have bears in that forest, right? But they don't concern us.
They're used to seeing humans around.
They don't go anywhere near humans, and they certainly will keep their distance.
Are they
Black
little
bears
brown bears?
Black bears.
Or like
And their black
grizzlies?
bears are skid. No, fuck, I would not be walking in that forest if there were grizzlies in there. I can tell you that for a start. No chance. Sacrifice the dog. Away you take the dog. Thank you. Dog, time to step up,
Thing
dog,
is,
and do your
I
job.
think the dog's probably quicker than you. Like, if it come to a race, you'd be fucked.
There's nothing you can do. If you're in the middle of a forest and a bear, I can't imagine there's anything.
Well, you have to be
can
quicker
do.
than the slowest thing, don't you? Isn't that the idea?
Yeah.
Obviously, whoever's at the back gets fucking nailed and they stop and eat that.
So we should always be trying to walk with people who are unfit.
Yes.
Right? So, yeah, fair enough. Moving along, I made a purchase this week.
Uh-oh.
I bought a Boss DD3 delay guitar pedal. Of all things.
Do you play guitar?
No, but I'm hooking it up through my DJ gear. So my
Can you wow your music then?
Yeah, so exactly. So it's just like having another bank of effects, right? But my mixer has a send, so I can send from the mixer, put it through the guitar pedal, bring it back into the mixer, and then you can route it, whatever. So it's just, would I use it? Well, I'll use it a little bit. Have I overpaid for really what it is? Yes. But I'll play around with it, and then if I don't get my money's worth, I'll flip it again. I bought it secondhand, so and my mixer has a lot of this functionality, which is neat to sort of just play around with and stuff.
Have you been messing about your weekend mixing?
Yes, tons
on SoundCloud.
Yeah, I haven't put anything up on Mixcloud recently, but I've been playing
You could
around
put that
with
on the
hardware.
website, Fraser.
Yeah, we could.
You could have a little spot
Yeah.
on the website for your mixing.
The other change I made was I'm now feeding out of my mixer via XLR.
Right.
Okay.
Which I never used to do before. To get a better signal into
I think that's a raw sound from there, isn't it?
It's powered. I think there is a hot and two something like it.
Right.
The whole point behind it is I think you can run it as long as you want and there's no signal degradation or something like that.
Okay.
It's something like that. Like it turns out there's fucking loads to learn in the music world. Who would have thunk it?
I know.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm just going down a little bit further down a rabbit hole than I ever did before, and I'm loving my setup. Honestly, I haven't really touched my DJ controller that's attached to my PC. I haven't touched that for hardly at all since I got this new mixer, and the new mixer is just awesome. It's just brilliant. So,
Well, where do you
and,
record?
So I have I have a MP3 rack-mounted recorder attached to that system. So I'm feeding out of the mixer by XLR into that recorder, and then I also have another output of the mixer, which is I use as a booth output through my amp, which is anyway. I don't know. It's
He's rocking the estate.
yes. If you ain't redlining, you ain't headlining. So that's a lot of fun. What about you, Dave? What you been up to?
Well, I forgot to say last week. It's really funny that I forgot to say. I went to the British Superbike first outing at in the UK. Where was it? Near Nottingham. Near where I
Donington.
flew in. Donington. Yeah.
Is Donington near Nottingham?
Yes, it's right next to the East Midlands airport. I basically flew back from holiday, done the done the podcast that day, and then went back there twice, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah,
with my
yeah,
brother,
yeah.
and we were doing video for
Do you get press pass and all that then?
Bennett's. Yeah, proper like
Nice.
in the garages, like we were in the garages taking shots of of the bikes and people working on them.
Nice.
We
Were
were
you drooling over bikes, Dave?
we were so busy. There was so much to do. Like it was
a job, was it?
it was a job. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 days, 12 hours. Well, yeah, 12 hours a day. I had to get up at 6 o'clock, in the car for 7, get there for 8 o'clock. And we were literally filming trackside. So we'll pass the gates, like on the safe bits. There was some red zones that we weren't allowed to go behind. But then that was day 1, and we were trying to work out which bikes we're supposed to film. We were given specific instructions of when the bikes were going to be out, and where we needed to be, and what type of shots we needed. And yeah, it was. I think I forgot about it last week because I was just like I was still reeling from the effort. It was a really hard.
You were a
2
little
days.
bit mashed potato last
I
week.
was, yeah. I'll just put a YouTube link in the thing in our notes. Is an hour of it, and basically about 50% of the shots are mine, and the other
Nice.
50% are my brother's. And yeah, it was a
Put that in the
really
Discord.
good. Yeah, I'll put it in Discord in a bit. But yeah, it was very very fun. I'd never been to the Superbikes to see them live before. Obviously, I've been
Oh, I
to
have.
the Formula
Yeah,
One.
I went to Donington to watch them. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that it is proper awesome. Even the practice though, they were still battling. They were still pushing. And yeah, very fast. It's on some of the corners. It's really slow, but it's really interesting to see like how they're taking the corner. I saw a couple of bikes go off, but not seriously. So that was good. And yeah, it was really entertainment, but extremely hard. Like you don't realize how hard of a job it is until you do it. And so when I see people taking photos or videos now
Yeah,
of
of
all this
course
stuff, it's like, yeah, I
there
have an
is,
understanding.
and if you haven't done a job either, then it's equally it's extra hard because you've got so much to learn. Your brain is nothing's autopilot because it's all new, right? So
yeah. I think it's what because we were subcontracted through my brother's mate, who normally does it, who was actually in Dubai following the Formula 4.
Did he get wet?
And so,
Or was that before that? I guess that was before
that was
that,
all
wasn't
before that. No, yeah. It was in Jeddah. But No, he's back now and edited all that together. So no, it's yeah, like immediately after, like he joked, oh, we'll get you to do it again, and both me and brother were like, absolutely not. It was fucking terrible. It was like
Oh,
extremely
really?
hard work. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
That
it
to
was
that
like
much? Oh,
it was it was a standard amount of pay, but extremely long hours, very hard. And then
You just get
about a
like a
week
day
later,
rate rather than an hourly rate.
yeah. It was just like a flat rate. It was like, yeah, okay, we'll do it. It
It'd
was
be a
kind of
laugh. It's
half as a
motorbikes.
favor, half as like, oh, you will enjoy it. Um, and then, but about a week later, both me and brother were like, actually, it wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't like I think because it took a bit of time, because it was the first time we were doing it. Obviously, it
there's
was
the
all
extra
new.
stress there, right? That's what I mean. Like
Yeah,
you've got the
yeah,
extra stress of not knowing what you're doing, the
yeah.
extra brain work of learning what you have to do, and
Exactly.
using
Yeah.
and doing activities that it sounds crazy, but if you are lifting a photography box from one point to another, you might be using muscles you never really use normally, right? So
Yeah.
it's not surprising you get, and
Yeah.
plus you're an old git. So
He's not old.
he's getting there.
But
Not one of us
it was
doing
yeah,
it.
it was the stress of like every single shot is like have to get it in proper focus, have to make sure it's recorded, because we weren't only doing photography, we were doing video as well. That was the whole point of it. You can
How
take
do you have to be
fucking millions
quiet
of
when you're
pictures.
taking video then to make sure you don't catch yourself speaking? Or do they add on like? Have you got like a
Well,
separate mic near the
some of
track
it
to get all
is
the sound so that you don't have to worry
some
about
of it
speaking?
is used over as like they're talking about teams and they're talking
Yeah.
about riders and stuff like that, and then so they're taking some of the shots that we're
Randomly get
taking, but
Dave go,
they're
whoa.
This fucking sucks.
fuck's sake, it's cold out here. What's going on? But yeah, yeah, it was, yeah, it was. The
Would you do it
first day
again
was.
then? Would you do it
I
again?
think so. I think so.
There you go.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
negotiating a higher pay rate next time.
No, well, what I said to my brother after the second day is like, we didn't make tits of ourselves. We think we've got all the shots. We haven't upset anybody. We haven't
Yeah.
we haven't given ourselves bad names or anything. So, you know, if what can be cobbled together is cobbled together and looks really good, and I've watched the thing. It's an hour long, basically a preview of the whole British Superbikes, all the teams, the riders. Yeah, it was. I'm actually really proud of what got put together.
Nice.
The magic of editing. Um,
Yeah. You
and the
didn't do the
presenters
editing then.
that we've
None of
done.
you guys.
No, we didn't do the editing. No. But no, we worked with two guys who done the presenting on. I think it was on the Sunday. It basically spoke over going through everything, and yeah, like all of our shots, and it's really nice to see. I've never had it before where I could look. Obviously, we've got this podcast, but that's just me being me. That's not
Yeah.
working.
We definitely don't
But
put any
look,
work
actually,
in, that's for sure.
yes, it has been mentioned twice in a row. Second podcast in a row. How little I do. But no, it in that it was because it was the first time we'd done it, and I honestly came back and was like, I'm not sure if they can use anything. I don't know if anything was in focus. I don't know. Did I press record on anything? Like it, yeah, I was so worried about it. Because it was paid, because it's for a professional publication. But yeah, it was.
Who was ultimately responsible though? It was your brother though, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So you still had that buffer of your brother was responsible for delivering the product, right? I mean, you were
Yes.
helping him, weren't you?
I was helping him.
Yeah, that's okay. So that takes away a
subcontractors.
little bit of the
Yeah.
pressure. Takes away a little bit of the
But,
pressure.
yeah. But on the
Andy
flip
Cox
side,
is in the
Look
chat.
at that. We hope you weren't responsible for Neil's camera. Oh, there, that's better. He's back
Wow.
in focus again.
Wow. Andy Cox says you should definitely do it again because this is how people get started in the industry. It could be a new career.
Could be a new career.
Get you off your arse, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I
didn't rain though. Did it rain?
It did rain on the last day. The last session was rained off. As we were luckily enough, we had the last session as a buffer of, is there any shots that we're not 100% sure about, and like, do we need to get any? And about 2 o'clock, we're like, we think we've got everything. We'll go to this one corner and do a few more, and we've done a few more, and then it was cancelled. It was like, that's it, done, and then we got to go home.
You weren't doing.
yeah.
Was there racing on that weekend? Or was
No, it was basically, think of like F1 in Barcelona.
Testing.
Barcelona.
Well, they do it in
Yeah.
Saudi now, don't they? I think.
Yeah, but it was like, it was the first session from this season. Yeah, with the teams and the riders. Yeah, so but
Cool.
very good, and fucking like these guys that are on the bikes and the bikes themselves are just something else. It's just,
These are big bikes, aren't they? These are like MotoGP's, like the sort of pinnacle, I guess, of motorbike racing. But these bikes are beasts compared to MotoGP, aren't they?
It really needs to be not standardized. I don't know, that's the wrong word. It needs to be more. It's not very obvious about what bike is what and how big they are. But yes, the British Superbikes are the 1 litre bikes.
Yeah, proper big bikes.
Yeah. What makes it even more complicated at the moment is because they're doing the British Superbikes, but they're doing the stock bikes of the bikes that they're based on. They're racing with them at the same time as well.
What, in the same race?
Yes.
What was it like, sort of Category 1 and Category 2 kind of thing? Like,
yeah. So you've got
mixed
British
class racing.
Superbikes, or at least that's what it was in these practices. They've got the stock bikes, so you've got the BMW S1000 RRs and the Kawasaki XR.
They've got special liveries on there, haven't they? They're not just like
no
stock livery from the showroom.
The only difference is a sticker on the front of the bike that says
Bennett Superbikes.
BSB, yeah, or not.
They've not got numbers on. They must have a number
on. They did, maybe, but they go past so far. you just like,
it's
you
all
hear a
loopy.
Bike, it's just like,
I mean, you're gonna go watch, if you go watch the 250s, right? They're loopy as anything. They're all loopy.
Yeah.
I was chatting to a guy from work the other day, somebody I met, and he's from England, and he went back for the Isle of Man, went over with a bunch of his buddies for TT,
mental.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's just crazy.
That is
just
insane,
crazy.
doing that.
I went to I don't know whether I told you. I told you I went to some I went to a race day or whatever in Toronto last summer, at the end of the summer. And it was the one where I saw the Batmobile. And I walked around into this Aprilia Aprilia, whatever you want to call them. And I had a bike there up on a stand. I was like, oh, that's a nice looking bike. I like that. And I was like, where's the speedometer and all that? What's going on? There were no I think there were no indicators on it. That was the problem. There were no indicators. Where are the indicators on this thing? And he goes, oh, it's just purely for track. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, you just buy this bike. It's purely a track bike. You're not buying this for the road or whatever.
You can't ride it on the road.
And I was like, yeah. And I was like, what? How much is that? And it was expensive, right? It was expensive. I mean, but it wasn't loopy money.
It's probably cheaper to do bikes than cars.
Man, a track bike, that would just be awesome, right? That would take care of that would tick a lot of boxes, because you could just go.
You've got a good track near you.
There's a track not too far. Yeah.
All you need is a trailer.
That's right. It's easy to haul a bike around. It's easy to do the work on it, right? It's probably less expensive than a car.
He bought himself an old MX-5 to race, nice. Just to go to tracking. Like, he's got special tyres and all that.
Yeah.
So he's road legal tyres, technically. I don't think you drive them in the wet, though, because you don't want to be fucking driving them in the wet. Yeah. But yeah, he takes his MX-5 to the track, just burns it up, makes it smell bad, and then brings it home.
Yeah, bikes and tracks are fun. So, all right. Yes, yeah, that was what I did last week.
Good. Sounds awesome, Dave.
So it was, yeah. I'm actually getting I was gonna say, I was gonna have a chilled weekend this weekend, but following on from what you were saying last week, I got the bug for some speakers and a turntable.
Ah.
Did you get an
Right.
email from Richard Sounds on Thursday to increase that little like thought
No,
about? Oh
no,
yeah, turntable.
I've taken a page from Fraser's book and gone purely Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, you don't need to buy new. It's no
We'll
need.
Oh, but I
we'll
get an
see
email
how
every
that.
Thursday from Richard Sounds, and this week it was vinyl.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's because tomorrow's record day.
Oh, was
Supposed
it?
to go to the
Yeah.
record shop tomorrow. Is that right? You go and buy a record,
Yeah.
even if you've got
Well,
nothing to
funny
play it.
enough, I am buying a record player tomorrow.
Ah, you found one, have you?
I found one. I had to just get that on my phone earlier because I couldn't.
Have you
remember
sent
what
me
it
the
was.
details? Because I haven't seen them yet. If
No,
not, why
no,
not?
no.
You should be
I-
sharing this shit with me.
I had Richard Sounds
I
told
am,
me
just
that was
now.
they could buy a Technics 1210 for 900 quid.
Oh, is that all?
I was like, that sounds quite cheap.
So I'm picking up a Rega
Riga
Riga
planar.
Planar 1
Oh, yeah.
turntable
Nice.
for 80 quid.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
What's that? It's nothing, right?
It's,
Yeah, good.
you can buy it new for 330 quid.
Yeah. I think they're
Oh,
Do you
they're
need to
planar
buy,
2 now or planar 3. But I mean,
I think there's-
regardless,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, if it's in good nick.
Did you need any
good.
bits?
They got very well reviewed when I.
What do you think? What's the
Oh,
needle
yeah.
thing called? A stylus and all that shit. And
The cartridge and the stylus is
Cartridge.
where you're going to need to spend your money. So that's.
We'll see. I'll see how that is. The
He'll
bloke
tell
was-
you he'll tell you how many hours he's got on it if he's giving you a needle or whatever, and if you ask him, he'll give you a rough estimate. You got a lot of vinyl?
I got nothing.
You got no vinyl?
I
Right.
got nothing.
go to
So
the shop,
my
the Willen
my
Hospice shop
dad-
in Milton Keynes has got vinyl.
So my dad has offered me. Hang on, I gotta. Get the
Goodbye
list.
Yellow Brick Road or something.
Oh, he's got vinyl, has he?
Revolver.
Oh yeah,
believe
I
it
had
was.
that at home when I was young.
Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Marvin Gaye, and Tammy Tyrell.
Not sure of that one.
I think he's
I've heard of the others.
well into this. Marvin Gaye, Take Two. The Rolling Stones, Big
heard of them.
Hits, High Tide. The Doors.
Yeah, I heard of them as well.
What's this one? Oh. Hang on. The
We're hanging
Grateful
on.
Dead History and the
Oh my
Grateful
God.
Dead Volume 1.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
I'm
you
not-
go. Go get your
I'm
go
not
get
sure
your
about
smoke
Grateful
on.
Dead.
So you can get that smoke on tomorrow because it's 420 tomorrow. Bit of both. You can
Yeah.
combine record day and 420.
So have you got speakers then?
This is the other thing I'm buying tomorrow.
You've already got
I'm buying-
speakers though, to be fair, haven't you?
No, but yeah, but that's for my
That's for surround sound.
TV and
Oh.
yeah.
Is this going
into my other
somewhere
room.
else? Is it?
Yeah. So I'm buying a pair of Mission 737 7s. 737s. I think they're 737Rs.
So they're bookshelves.
Looking at
Are
the
they?
photos, they are bookshelves.
I had some
walnut.
733s back in the day. They were not for bookshelves. They were floor stands. They were fucking huge.
Right. Yeah. No, these are bookshelf ones. And they are going in the snug.
How are you
with-
driving all this?
Yeah, you need an amp for it,
I've got-
surely.
I've got a powered amp. I can't remember what it's called. I bought it a couple of years ago.
Oh, I remember this. Did you
Yeah.
buy it? It's one of the smaller ones or
The
something?
little smaller ones, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
got
yeah,
a
okay.
phono. It's got a digital. Yeah, it's got all the
See,
bits.
Andy's
Has it got
asked.
a phono
Andy's
preamp?
interested. He's in the
Yeah, it's
ask.
got
Yeah.
a phono preamp.
Have you got an amp with a phono output? Is
Yeah.
Andy's
Yeah, we
on
just
it?
covered that there. Yep,
Yeah, we're all
Andy
over it.
knows.
Yeah.
Everyone's yeah.
So, yeah, that's all covered. And then I might hook it up to my TV in that room as well because the TV is the sound is dog shit. That's where it's basically started. I started with the TV is a little 32-inch one, a little flat screen, cheap thing, and the sound was proper shit, and I was like, I've got this amp, and I can put these. Like, I wanted to find some decent speakers, and I found these these Mission 737s. I was like, that actually they fit in the room really really well. I was like, I really want a record player as well. So yeah, I'll fit all that together.
Have you got a CD player? That
No. The amp has got it's Bluetooth as well, so if I want to connect it up, I can connect it up
yeah,
onto
but
mine.
CDs sound better, Dave.
They don't really.
They
though,
sound
do
better, Dave. They sound better than vinyl.
Do they?
Well,
They sound better for
the
longer.
actual,
They
so
definitely sound better for longer. Yeah.
I was reading into this. The early CDs, the late 80s and the up to mid 90s, they're not so good. And then after that, they started actually
Well, it's
taking the
because things
masters
were recorded digitally
correctly.
after that. So it was
That's
transferred digitally.
yeah. I think they've been but I think if you dig around on that, there's been digital in the studios for a long time, going back way before the 80s. I think even. I think. But anyway, this is a massive can of worms that we're opening here.
Yes.
So anyway, I just wanted. I thought I'll get a record player. I will get some. This is where I'm turning into an old man again. I enjoyed and used to enjoy listening to an album from start to finish.
Yeah. I know that what you mean.
And having a wee break or a fag break.
Well,
or
getting through the song and like, I
like-
don't really like this one. This is when I go.
But I know exactly what you're talking about, Dave, and I'm guilty of not having done it for a long time. But I was doing that a couple of years ago when I set my record player up, and I bought was buying vinyl from the 70s and early 80s and stuff that I would have listened to back then but maybe had missed. That was really nice buying, when you're a kid you don't have access to all the stuff or don't have all the money. So I bought a lot of stuff I missed. And it's
Did you get Morris Minor and the Majors?
And I bought, I'm just gonna ignore him. And I bought that record anyway when I was a kid. And I love it when you put on you find something you like, then you find another record from the same band, but that when you put records on and then you find tunes on there that are better than the tunes you originally were in there for, and you find gems in there that never
then you
get
record it
released
onto a CD or something.
Yeah,
burn it to MP3.
Burn it to your MP3 at a really low bit rate.
So that's what this is. I'm
midlife crisis. We call that, Dave.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah. So I've been enjoying trawling through. To be honest, there's not that huge amount of stuff on like the Facebook marketplace for that kind of stuff. But
I think the market's going to get better if you keep looking. Plus with turntables, I think certainly with turntables and some stuff like that, maybe some speakers. If you're really looking for the deals, you have to be in there all the time.
Yeah.
But as well, the COVID, we're past that COVID, so a lot of people are offloading gear now that perhaps they had, because prices really went up over COVID and stuff. So
yeah. No, I was looking on some auction places, and the stuff on auction places are it's like 40s and 50s stuff, like proper, like
retro.
Like it's hard to say, but it's grandparents that have died that bought this stuff in the 40s and 50s, and it's not very good stuff, unfortunately. So yeah, it's just all trash. It literally goes for nothing, or it just gets binned. But yeah, looking for on eBay. eBay's a bit of a. I think people on eBay know the value of their stuff a lot more than people on Facebook Marketplace who are just trying to get rid of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've got that advantage, you're local, right? So you can get to it, put some cash in your hand. No one's got to post anything.
That was what I did as well. Is like I knocked them down. I knocked
the
speakers down. No, I'm picking them both up tomorrow. But I said to the speakers, I knocked 25% off and said I'll give you cash at the door. Yeah, perfect. And then the phono guy knocked like 20% off.
Beautiful, Dave. He's the guy after my own heart. I love it.
I was like, because it's actually down the road from the other guy. I was like, I'm gonna pick some
Nice.
stuff up from here this time. Are you free? Because I'll literally come and pick this up at this time. I was like, oh, brilliant. I was like, yeah, I've got this amount left after this deal. So, oh yeah, that would do.
Nice.
So yeah, it was yeah, it's kind of handy.
Cool.
I hate eBay. I hate it. I hate eBay.
I bought my
no.
pedal from eBay though.
Did you?
Yeah, but it's just,
Get
but
sent
again,
to you.
but you know what? It's small pedal, small
Right.
box, easy for the guy to post, right? You know, not too much of a ball ache, right? You know,
Right.
I knew it was a pretty easy transaction.
Didn't end up in bits when it came to you then.
No. He wrapped it well, and he had good feedback, so it's all good.
Okay. Yeah.
Good. All right. Let me excuse me
going
for
to grab a
driving us
drink.
along, but oh yeah, you do
It's
that.
only
All
over
right.
here.
Okay.
Unless you want to take a break.
No. I gotta get going. I
Right,
gotta
okay.
get cracking. Let's all right. Let's chug through some of these games then. Dave, what you got?
Right. I was going to talk about Botany Matter.
I can
Manor.
talk about that. I tried it.
You tried it. Okay. Well. All right. Neil's back.
Yeah, Neil needs to hear this, doesn't he?
How
Yeah.
the hell did you put any more than like 20 minutes on the game?
Which one?
This is
Botany Manor.
No, it's good. Finished it.
Oh, this is so bad.
What are you talking about?
If we had a worst game of the year,
Mate,
this
this
would
is
be
rude.
it. This is so slow. So
Oh, mate.
walk your hand like
You know that you can sprint. Like you can walk faster.
Mate, I played it, and it looks like I had the exact same experience of Dave. I was like, this is just not fun. Like,
no,
it's not well made.
No,
I mean, it's not janky. There's nothing wrong with it.
It is janky. It was
Is it?
janky.
It
There's
wasn't
like
janky for me.
pop-ins and things, whatever, going crazy all over the place.
I don't know. Where are you playing it?
It felt like a slog. It really felt like a slog. Every time I wanted to do something, it took me too long. I was just, this is...
It's because you're thick, though.
Yeah. And then you look to something, and there's a you got to press something here, and then you sat down, and you're like...
You didn't have to.
Tell me, explain to me in what reality do I have to look at the doorknob to open the door? Why can I not just look at the door?
What are you talking about?
You have to look at the doorknob, otherwise it won't let you open the door.
Was that really that complicated? I didn't
It's not that great with a controller.
No.
Well, I was playing with a controller on my PC.
Well, yeah, but you're a scrub. You're a gaming scrub.
Well,
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Neil.
I can see why people enjoy it.
It was just nice and chilled out, and I was just
That's
like,
all right. Don't get excited. I'm just saying, if it was, it was nice. Yeah, if it hit the groove for you, fair enough. It did not.
Did you play the harpsichord?
I did play that.
Oh my god, there was a couple of times where I was like, if it gives me a fucking achievement for this, I'm
Yes.
moving right out of here.
You know,
and it did.
I have
and
to say,
it did, and I was like, oh my god.
I can't lie. This was definitely a Game Pass achievement hunting thing that I'd like play for probably 10 minutes. I'd do one, get the achievement. I'm like, right, I'm saving that for tomorrow now, and I'll carry on tomorrow. Because if I get an achievement every day, I'll like rack up some extra points. So I'd play. There was a couple of times I did like an hour or two at a time, maybe. But I only played it for like an hour at a time. And I was just like, it was just, I don't know, there was no jank in it for me at all. And it was just a nice, relatively straightforward puzzle.
And I was just like, I can't anymore. This is like.
Wow. You didn't find out.
I think
about
I got to
the
I got to the smokery. Right. And I put all 4 pieces of wood in there, back and forth for each piece of wood. And
did you not? You had to do something to the seeds before you put it in the smoke.
I probably didn't really figure it out. But I think at that point, it took me so long to go back and forth between the wood pile. I was like, this is not a good use of my time.
I think it was like L1.
This
LB.
is not respect.
You run a bit faster. You could run around
maybe. Maybe I don't know. I hated it.
It's not good. No.
Oh well, it's not for everyone, obviously. But I finished it. I finished it. It was all right. Got me loads of achievement points. I didn't get 100% it. I got 800 achievement points out of it.
All right.
So.
All right. Well, that's all we're going to give Botany Manor. Let's move on to something else. Neil, what do you got for us?
Well, I've got a couple of games in here that I've really not played for much at all. But I've played quite a lot of Gran Turismo 7. But is there much to say about it, really? I've just been doing Going on there, doing the weekly missions that come up, weekly challenges, and the sport time trials. And there's something coming up. Or currently in the middle of some big Gran Turismo tournament type thing going on. There was a first round the other day. You're qualifying to go into some big competition. I'm like, I don't think I'll be doing this, but it's there for those who are good at racing, I guess. What have I done this week? So it comes around midnight. Thursday into Friday midnight is the reset for the weekly challenges. So I was on last night at like 10 to 12. And I was like, might as well stay after midnight. And then started doing the weekly challenges. Basically finished them last night the instant they came down. But they're pretty good. Something a bit different to do if you haven't been playing for a while.
So what would you have for a
so
weekly
you basically
challenge
get
there, Robbie?
5 events to do. One of them, they're all a type of race that you have to finish. You don't necessarily have to win each race to get your little tick, but you have to finish in the top 3 or 4 or whatever, meet the minimum. It says there, like, get whatever, 3rd place or higher. If you win, you obviously get all of the credits for the event that you get anyway, plus you get a reward for doing 1, 3, and 5 of these things. So one of them, the first one is usually like maybe a ticket for like 100,000 credits, for example, and then the middle one is a roulette thing where it spins and gives you a piece of shit at the end of it, because that's rigged, obviously. And then if you do 5, you get like 500,000 credits. So it's a pretty straightforward way of getting a few credits every week. Like you get 700,000 credits, potentially a bit more, depending how your luck is. And then you just do some racing in between. And some of the classes, like one of them was like the Sunday Cup, for example. There's no restrictions on the cars that you can use, but there's people driving around in VW camper buses.
Oh, see, now I would enjoy that.
So
Yeah, if I can go on.
Okay, I'll drive my Audi TT coupe around, like nearly lapping people after 3 laps.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Yeah, but it's only like AI. It's not like you're not driving against real people. It's only against the computer. But no silly emojis in this mode or anything like that. But yeah, I'm really just playing it pretty much every day for like, depends, maybe 10 minutes, maybe a couple of hours, maybe 4 hours, depends. But yeah, really liking the racing. It is much less arcadey than Forza. It's like much more, much easier to like just completely fucking crash and lose it. And like usually it's like there's no rewinds or anything like that in Gran Turismo. It's like, fuck, that race is fucked. Basically, I've got to start again. So you're a bit more cagey potentially. You don't go so ballsy into moves, and obviously if you race clean, you get bonus to the credits that you win and stuff like that still. So yeah, Gran Turismo 7 is decent, but I mean all of these things can always be better. It's not the best Gran Turismo in terms of features and stuff like that. I did a couple more licenses because they've added master licenses. So like I did all of the basic licenses that you have to do to get to like whatever, finish them. And then since whatever update they did, they added a load more master licenses. So they're like, you have to do like the drag. You always start off with like accelerate to a speed and slow down in the box. Basically, was always the first thing you do in the
that was exactly what I was just about to ask you. Is it all still the same format?
That's the first one, but in the master ones, you have to do it in the wet. So obviously you can't accelerate as quick, you wheel spin, all that sort of shit, and it takes longer to slow down without skidding and all that sort of stuff. So you have to be a bit better. So I did and I haven't done all golds, but I did the first like master license, whatever it is called, I can't remember, national or whatever. And but yeah, only to bronze or better. I haven't done the golds because I was just like, I'm just gonna, because when you get all bronze, when you complete a thing, they give you a car. And if you get all golds, they give you a better car. But it's like sometimes you could be knocking on that gold, knocking on the door of the gold for quite a while. Be like, oh, I've finished like 500ths out, so I need to get a bit closer next time. And it's like, because it goes to 1,000th per second. If you're out by 1,000th per second, you're like, you fuck. So, but then there was definitely, like, I was doing one of the sport mode time trials that came out this week is a Jag, but it's a 1966. Is it a XJ13 or something? It looks really nice car and it sounds great. You can see the engine through the glass at the back.
The green one.
Yeah, it's green. Yeah, it's got like curvy.
Yeah,
it looks super nice. Sounds great. And I did a couple of laps in the time trial and I was like, ooh, I'm knocking on the door of silver here after like 2 laps. Because I exited out. I was like, oh, that's it, I'll leave it. And when I saw the time, I was like, I'm going to go back in and try and get that a little bit. I can do this. I'm only like 2 temps off getting silver. So then the next fucking 20 laps, I just drove like a twat, obviously, and couldn't get anywhere near what I'd previously done and kept going off, trying to push it too much, going a little bit too fast in the corner that I thought I can just go a bit faster here and end up going way too fast and flying off the outside of the apex. I'm like, fuck's sake. So that was winding me up. I started swearing a bit then. But I eventually got into the silver, which is 1 million credits if you get into silvers, whereas it's only 250,000 if you get to bronze.
right.
So I've had a couple of bronzes recently. I haven't got anywhere near doing a gold other than that stupid car that we had from a few weeks ago. But yeah, it does look really fucking nice. I've got to say, it does look, when it's only like on my 42-inch whatever, but I'm quite close to my 42-inch.
42-inch super television.
Yeah, my 4K, and it's like, it looks the fucking tits. I have to say, it's great. But yes, it does have a bit of an issue at night time when everyone's got their headlights on and you're in a pack full of cars. It definitely goes nope quite a bit, and the frame rate does go. Yeah, I'm getting like 20 to 30 max in this bit here.
Really?
Yeah, but
that's not good.
It's not amazing. It doesn't. It's not all the time.
It's not a deal breaker.
No, you don't. I've got a variable refresh rate and all that hoo-ha on the TV, so it's fine.
Of course you have.
It may be different on some other TVs for sure. Like on my upstairs TV, which is 4 years older, that probably doesn't have all that cool shit. So, yeah. But it would still look the tits when it was running nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still enjoying some Gran Turismo. Back into it.
Okay. I fired up Evil West. I heard Chinny and Stu singing its praises to a degree. This was on Game Pass.
Has this been on before and then come back?
No, I think there was another game that was like that had a similar title, but it wasn't this game.
Right.
Wicked West, I think it was called, maybe. Anyway, Evil West. It's seems to be a very well-made game. I don't really.
No jank in this, then, though.
Not really. No, I mean it's surprisingly polished. Basically it's set in some sort of pseudo steampunky type Wild West setting. Once all the nonsense at the start is over, then you are put.
The story, do you mean?
Yeah, the story bit.
Yeah.
You're basically a cowboy who's got this huge sort of big electronic fist, and you can get guns as well. But the main thing is the fist, which you can pummel things with, and then there's sort of fighting mechanics. It's very linear, extremely linear. Like,
nothing wrong with
that? It feels almost claustrophobically linear. I don't like that. But that being said, it's better than Botany Manor. So there you go. That's my review.
So rude. I think Evil West is on PlayStation Plus. Maybe that's why I've seen it.
It's on Game Pass, so you can give it a go. It's worth a look. I think it's worth a look. It's like the guys were saying on the Veteran Gamers. It's a good game, but it's probably one of those good games that's been completely overlooked because we're in a period right now where there's so many great games.
Yeah.
It really is. I don't know who's published it. I didn't do my homework this time. I didn't
just
pay
had
attention.
It up there on the screen. It is. Oh, it's gone.
Not Devolver, but it does feel like a Devolver.
Well, it's 3D third person. That's not really.
Yeah, but it's got
thing.
that sort of rough, cool edge to it that you would imagine
Focus
that.
Entertainment. So is that
That's the publisher,
Plague
though,
Tale?
isn't it?
Is that Plague Tale publisher?
I'm not sure.
You said publisher. That's what you said.
Well,
Developed by
whatever.
Flying Wild Hog.
And
There you
published
go.
by Focus. Yeah. Yeah, it's worth a look. It's worth a look. I don't think it. I doubt very much I'll go back to it.
Is this the
I
one
mean, I
Chinny
just
was saying
found-
was like God of War? But
But
obviously it's cowboys.
I think I need to play it a bit more. I don't think I got to a full-on big boss, so I only just started it. So I'm definitely not. I'm not rubbishing it by any means. I need to dig into this one a little bit more. I think I need one more go, one more crack at it to see if there's.
Well, it's a lot of punching.
Yeah, there's a lot of punching. I mean, it's like, I didn't come away from it going that was brilliant, but I didn't come away from it going that was bad. I didn't come away from going that was Botany Manor. That's for sure.
I don't know.
So what's
I can't believe.
is
It's not, I mean, Botany
is it-
Manor is not that bad.
It's shit.
It's not shit.
is it like a jokey? Is it like
Has it got a
is it
sense of humour?
serious?
Yeah, it's got a sense of humor. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Right? It's tongue in cheek.
It knows it's not taking itself seriously.
No, I didn't feel like it was. No, not at all. So.
You're a cowboy who likes to punch things rather than shoot them.
Yeah, but you do get a gun. I did quite like the gun actually.
Oh
that
yeah,
was given,
that
so-
was the complaint Duke had, I think, wasn't it initially? You don't get.
Oh, I don't
He was
know. I
punching
think
everything.
Duke-
He didn't get a gun. But then you do
I
get
don't
a
know.
gun.
I've seen Duke. We've seen
You get two
firsthand.
guns.
We've sort of seen firsthand Duke know better of a game where you need to.
Put a
He
little
came and
time
joined
in.
us for a
Put
hunt,
a
and
little
it
time in.
lasted about 5 seconds. Yeah, you need to put a little bit of time in and get the fighting mechanics down. But anyway, no, he didn't like it, but that's fair enough.
What's that? Evil West.
Evil West.
Evil
Yeah.
West.
Yeah. Anyway, check it out.
All right, it's
You
on
might like
PlayStation
it.
Plus and Game Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, you want to give us another?
Yes, I will talk about Dungeon Clora,
Laura.
the demo. Clora,
Oh my
not
God. What's it called?
Crawler. Dungeon
Yeah, we got that bit.
Claw.
Hopefully,
CLAW.
Dungeon Cleaner. Cool.
Claw. CLAW.
What Dungeon Crawler?
LER. Clora. Clora. Clora.
What, it's like Crawler, but with the letters.
With a
right,
claw. Yeah.
Right, okay.
So the game name, if you wasn't aware, if you're listening, Dungeon
Crawler.
Crawler. Crawler.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Right.
It's a good job Fraser's
So-
in a hurry tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
There it is. Dungeon Crawler. Okay.
I've got it. I get the name now. I've seen it.
jeez.
Yeah. So it's a demo at the moment.
This could go one of two ways.
I've spent a lot of time on this. I spent
Oh,
like
yeah?
about 5 hours on this demo. so-
No, should I
Yeah.
get it then?
It's a demo. It's only a demo at the moment, and demos are free. So best price ever.
Only paying with your
Um,
soul and time.
But my time is worthless. Apart from family.
Not on the weekends.
Oh, don't be apart from family time. Tim.
No, it's I've absolutely loved this game at the moment. It hits the itch with the Balatro in that it's a dungeon and you collecting items after you defeat enemies.
It's
But
one of
those
those
items
silly
you can get
machines.
with a claw. Yeah.
Yeah,
from
these
the
are
fairground.
the games for us who were giving up, Neil. We're giving up on life. We're going for these things.
And it you're trying to build the best kind of things that you can grab with your claw. One of the characters doesn't have a claw. Well, he has a claw, but he also has a magnet. You want metal things in your bit.
What if you don't want
Ah.
metal things? So kind of useless.
Well, you've got one claw for non-metal things that you collect,
Right.
and then the other claw is a magnet. So you have to.
So
have
what does
metal
he
things.
get? Power ups or something? Or like the stuff that he gets, does it give him power or something to do attacks?
Yes,
So
yeah.
this is like a combination of every fucking game going.
There's
Like this.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. So there's weapons and there's shields, and there's other items that you can use to buff your health, give poison, cure poison, um, give you spikes so that if you get attacked, they get hurt.
It's Slay the Spire, but you have to
Yeah,
collect all your power stuff from the fucking
Oh,
much.
look at
fairground
that.
machine.
So
from
where
those.
you put the claw depends on. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm in. I've already downloaded it. Actually,
Yeah, it's not a very big game.
it's only 60
Um,
meg.
yeah.
Really?
Uh,
Wow.
so some of the runs I've had like is very short, not done very well at all. The last runs that I had today, I got past the demo and I got another 3 or 4 levels deep, nearly finished it again. Because I was just having a perfect magnet, and no, I had multiple magnets in the thing which was collecting all the weapons. So I was literally just picking up one thing and it was hauling everything out pretty much. And then I think I had like stacked poison on every attack, and then I was also getting a vampiric. So whenever I was attacking, I was healing myself, and it was just snowballing. Like all these games do, they have like, you know, you get the perfect like combination of items that like makes you nearly invincible. And the only reason I died is I went against an enemy and I just got complacent. I didn't realize that they had a mirror ability on them.
Oh, there's a
Basically
debuff there. Yeah.
reflected all the everything that I was doing back onto me, and I attacked first, and I should have like done the shields and stuff. Yeah,
Mm.
I basically killed myself in one go.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a great. Well, if you like these games, get the demo.
It's not like there's too many of these games around at the minute.
Well, it's
I
free.
like these games though.
This one's free. This
I'm in.
one's
I'm in,
yeah,
Dave. I'm in on Dungeon Crawler.
yeah. Chlora. Yeah,
I
that's the
did.
only thing with the name.
I did play a little bit more Luck Be a Landlord this week.
Yeah. Oh,
But
it's got a great sound. Like the
I
do 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 do. Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm making progress on that. It's hard.
You
It's
got
not
some
as easy.
achievements, I saw.
Yeah. I guess I was doing some stuff, feeling it out. I don't feel like I'm making as much progress as quickly as some. There still seems to be a huge element. There's a massive element of luck. There seems to be on this, which is cool. It's called Luck Be a Landlord. So there you go.
Yeah.
No surprises there. All right.
Yeah.
What else we got?
I'll just say I've just been playing a little bit more RimWorld. The what's it called?
Anomaly.
Anomaly DLC.
Yeah, Dan's been playing that too.
Yeah.
I think we said all that last week, didn't we?
Yeah. I have seen they are basically they're patching it a little bit. So this week and last week they've been basically, if you've bought the DLC, anybody that's been playing has been absolutely hammered with everything to do with the Anomaly update, and have come back and said, actually, if you've got all the other DLC, like you're not experiencing that. So like they understand that they're trying to combine them all a bit more now.
Right.
Rather than it just be all the Anomaly, because well, it's new and everybody wants to see it, and then actually people want to have a normal game as well of RimWorld, and like this is a bit much. It goes down a path very quickly.
You have to have Anomaly to do all that stuff. So if you have not got Anomaly with other people having weird shit going on with their games, it's not like a live game, is it? It's only running on like procedural, I guess, is it?
Yeah, it's all story driven, and the type of story is driven by the actual storyteller that you choose at the start of the game. You can have random. It's just like a completely really weird. It can do anything. It doesn't really try and make a story. It just throws things at you, whether good or bad. Or you can choose a storyteller that's peaceful but like tries to create a story, or it just throws enemies at you, and it's basically like losing is fun, and it just tries to cause a story in the combat.
I always thought it looked quite
but
simple, but I'm just watching the video and I'm noticing there's like a day cycle where the shadows are moving and stuff as the day progresses
yeah,
in
no,
like 3D. I'm like, I don't know.
yeah, it's a lot more complicated than what everybody thinks. But with the release of this Anomaly DLC, everything has been weighted towards the Anomaly DLC, in that everyone is thrown down the path of this is what you got to do, and all the other story parts of it, the royalty, the mechs, and all that, has been sidelined. And
Why
even
on
if you
earth do
got
they
it,
account for like people who have Anomaly but don't have any
Mm.
other piece of DLC in between? Or is it like they're not, are they all, you have to have, it's not like a.
you don't have to have all of them. No,
No,
you can have the
exactly.
base
So
game
what the
and
fuck?
just
It's
one.
mental.
So yeah, there is. That's it, and that's what they've been sort of working out the last week or two. Is that when you do have all of them, it's got to be weighted equally and
Yeah.
like
It would
done
make
in a
sense if
way
you
that you
only
can
had the
choose your
Anomaly
story.
DLC, that all you were seeing was all
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah, but it isn't. But so yeah, it's just that. It's yeah, lots more. I stumbled across a I think my colony didn't have enough steel, so there was a steel mine that I went into it, and there was a big flesh monster in the middle. That was a bit weird, and I had to sort of kill the flesh monster, and I got some artifact that I still don't know what I need to do with, but it's yeah. There's lots of stuff.
Oh yeah, see, Stan was telling me that he found some artifact or whatever, and they ended up putting it in storage, but then it ended up turning into some massive monster that just
Oh,
basically
did it?
wiped out his colony or something.
Okay, well, that's probably gonna have to be then, because I don't know what this
Just
thing
be,
was. It's
yeah,
like, yeah.
buyer beware. That's all I'm
Right.
saying. If you've got something, get it in a secure lockdown.
Yeah. Oh, that's quite funny. That's to know that. Yeah.
But that's what happens, right? With Rimworld, he just keeps coming up and he goes, "Oh, this happened or that happened," and it can be the most off the wall things. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. I am in the process of like I think my main colonist had a heart attack, so I liberated a heart from a raider, and and I've put it into my main colonist, who's the best researcher, and I need them. So yeah, that was a couple of days ago, and I
No
think I
way.
saved, and I did basically I saved scum and was like, hopefully the surgery goes well. I saved like just before they started doing the surgery. It's like, yeah, but I haven't actually started playing again yet. So yeah.
It's mental.
Okay. And you've got Balatro on there as well, which
I've
I've
been
got
playing some more
too.
Balatro, yeah.
Yeah, so have I.
So
Ooh, yeah.
I've been playing it on the Steam Deck. I've gone and done the next difficulty up. I'm trying to do the next difficulty up on, I can't remember
What difficulty are
which
you
deck
up
it
to?
was. So I've done the base difficulty of all of the decks now,
Right. Okay. So you're trying
and
to do
then
the red
I'm
chips.
trying to do the red chips. Yeah.
Yeah. I've done all the decks I could until it wouldn't let me unlock anymore unless I did a red chip run. And then I did a red chip run. And rather than go to the decks, I've decided to go up and do the next chips. So I've
Okay.
done a couple more chips, but God, I'm at a chip right now, which it's brutal, right? It does get really brutal
Right.
because it does stuff like it does, you play the red stake. I can't remember what the red stake does,
Red stakes gets rid of
but
small blind rewards.
small
So you don't
blind
get any
rewards,
points.
right?
Right.
So then when you go to the next stake, it gives you another, I think it's like maybe -1 hand size or something like that, or whatever the stakes are, right? But it also has it takes into account the previous stake as well.
Mm.
So it
Right.
starts stacking them all.
It's a multiplier, not yeah.
Oh man, it's brutal. But I've found that I am quicker now just to maybe, if I've got to about the second ante, I got a feel for like, I'm not going to survive this, right? I'm not getting, I know that I have to have a multiplier in place by now. I know I have to be comfortable. And if sometimes you feel like I've got second ante, you're like, I got no money. I cannot get
Right.
out. I cannot get any money, and I'm not getting any jokers up top that are doing me
Right.
any scrap it. So I've
Yeah.
I've been re-rolling a load of
Oh,
games.
okay.
But I also got a little bit into some seed manipulation as well, because I played one game and I got a Joker that made all my cards count as face cards.
Yeah,
And then I got
Okay.
the Joker that turned all face cards into gold cards. Right? So basically every card I played got turned into a gold card.
So we're
Wow,
just getting
okay.
cash everywhere.
Loads of cash, but I was desperately trying to find the vampire because the vampire takes away all card buffs and applies it to a multiplier.
Right.
So then
So
all
you'd have
those
had
gold cards,
insane
all
amounts,
those gold
yeah.
cards would slowly build up the vampire's multiplier. I just couldn't get to him. I just can't find him because I keep re-rolling the seed, and I've gone back.
No.
First of all, it's fucking massively difficult to hold the two jokers that you want because they both come up in the first couple of blinds. But if you take those, yes, they give you money, but they don't give you any buffs.
Right.
So trying to get beyond that, so you start to lose momentum, and you've got to figure a way out of it. And I just can't. It just broke me. I'm sure you could do it, but I decided that seed had to be kicked to the curb and never
You've
be seen
gone
again.
deep on this now. If you're re-rolling the same seeds to
Oh,
see
I'm
if you can, yeah.
yeah. I'm watching tons of the Balatro University and stuff like that.
Right.
You need to
I'm
stop
just
doing that and watch Fallout.
yes, true. So Balatro continues to be a major part of my world.
Game for life, that is.
Yeah, you got a couple more there, Neil. Do you want to give us one of
Yeah,
those?
right. We went back to Last of Us 2. I ain't going to talk about it too long. I've just played it a couple of hours. But that is the game that I want to finish. My big game that I want to get finished before I start another big game like that.
Right.
I've got to a point where Ellie looks like she's wondering what the fuck she's doing and what's happening to her. So there we go. Things are happening. And then it just went back to another point back in time. I was like, ugh. So, yeah, that's where we're at.
How far through are you then?
It says 14 of 16 hours, but I've probably
You're a
because
bit more thorough.
I'm extremely thorough, looking around for fucking every piece of shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if everyone plays that. And then the other game I started, I don't think I'll be playing this one like I did Botany Manor. Harold Halibut hits Game Pass this week.
I did see that, yeah.
And
I did not. What is that?
it is very story based.
Ugh. All right.
But it looks like nothing else you've probably played. It's all like not Aardman animations, but it's very much like everything looks like a real stop motion, I guess they call it, isn't it? Sort of like it's been animated by hand, the whole thing. It looks that way, like physical models. They look like physical models that have been manipulated by hand to create the game. I don't know the deal with the whole thing.
Got lots of awards.
Yeah, it's impressive in that respect. It runs a bit shit though on my computer. Some like when it transitions to another scene, it goes all stuttery and jittery, and I'm like, oh, that's really annoying.
Oh God, Stu's gonna love this.
Yeah, I imagine so. But it's just all story, and I'm like,
oh,
nothing's
God.
really. I'm not really doing anything. I'm like,
what's the point?
Am I into this? I don't know. I guess I could carry on, but I'm like, I'm not. I can get my stories else. I've got other things, like I say. I need to fucking finish The Last of Us 2. I'm like, I'm not going to start playing Harold Halibut instead of playing Last of Us 2 that I need to finish. And I've got fucking loads of other games that I'd rather be playing, honestly. But like I say, it doesn't really look like any other game you've probably played.
Looks really good.
Yeah, it's really well animated and everything like that. But I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'll give it its props from what I'm looking at. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's very cool looking, but I don't think it's for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
But maybe if I pushed beyond the jankiness, there might be a good game there. I don't know, but
probably not.
We'll see.
All right. Okay.
You should check it out if you have Game Pass.
I may check it out anyway, just to see what it looks like. It looks nice. All right. I think that's last is me. I've got Astro's Playroom. I sat down with Astro's Playroom the other day and found everything in the first world in GPU land. And thankfully, I do not have to go back there and listen to any of the music anymore.
Is that PlayStation 1?
That's
As in
no,
what
it's
you
the
get?
it's what you get. What I can't remember what there's basically 2 artifacts on every level. So there's 4 levels in that area. And then in each area as well, there's 4 puzzle pieces. So I went through and found all those, and it was good. I
Whoa.
enjoyed that.
Okay.
Scratch that sort of what we used to call a
3D
collectible
platform,
OCD
isn't it?
itch. Yeah, it's good. And you know what? I'll give it its dues. I mean, it's really well made. I did not like the monkey bit when I first went through it. When you
You have
jump in
to
the monkey suit,
swing the controller up.
yeah. But actually, that bit for hunting the stuff that I'd missed was the most fun. That was awesome. That was a really good level for doing that. Very clever, very well done. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's
Yeah. They
I
should
like
make
it
more
in terms.
Astro stuff, probably.
They probably should. You know, it's just again,
It's better than Knack. Not that I've played Knack.
fucking Knack.
Yeah, it's a good
We
mascot.
need
It's a
to
good
get my
Sony
son.
mascot. They should
Yeah,
do more.
it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think they will when VR dies and it's not there to promote that anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see Astro again. I'm sure on something else. They could definitely make that flesh that out to be.
What was the first? Was it? Oh, it's not all VR stuff, is it? Was the first
There
one
was a
VR?
there was
There's
a
definitely.
first one, but I
Hmm.
don't. But I think there was some stuff like it showcased maybe some camera or something or like that
Maybe.
on a previous
Maybe.
PlayStation.
Maybe.
I don't know, but yeah, it's cool. It's all right.
Free with your PS5.
Yeah, we need to get some more PS5 games. My son it's not getting the love the PS5
Well, you know what you could do?
buy games.
Subscribe to PS Plus.
Problem is, I got enough games now to keep me going. I've got. I've been playing a lot more PC through my television now, which I'm just. It works nice, and I'm really enjoying the PlayStation 5 controller. I think it's an awesome controller.
So, what did you sort of? I think you started to talk about that, and then we didn't really carry on. You bought one just to use on the PC, did you?
I wanted a PlayStation 5 controller just because I wanted one.
Yeah.
And I've
I
been
played-
using.
What's it called? Botany Manor with my DualSense, and it worked. Just worked. Didn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
to load any extra fucking software for make it work, and that's through Game Pass. And same with Harold Halibut. Don't
Yeah,
have
you
to,
know
it
what?
just
I mean,
works.
stuff. Look, I
What,
think we're lucky.
On the Game
Xbox?
Pass. Yeah, it works on Game Pass
Oh,
games on
okay.
PC. Some games it does not
Yeah.
fucking work. Like Forza is a fucking nightmare. But
Oh yeah.
you
I
have
don't
to
want
have
you
like
playing that
multiple
with me.
pieces. No, it works, but you need multiple pieces of software to basically make it
Oh,
work.
yeah.
But once
I
that's
mean,
all
I'm
sorted, it
always
works.
impressed. I say this. I've said this before. I'm continue to be very impressed with how companies are finally making shit work. Right? You know, we're getting there slowly and surely, but things are becoming a lot more compatible with each other, and the technologies are sort of syncing a little bit better. I guess that's driven by standards.
Oh, you know what it
somewhere.
is?
Probably.
It's delivered by needing to make a shitload of money everywhere you possibly can. So make your shit work everywhere.
Yes. Who knows? Who would have thunk it that maybe people will pay for things that work and are convenient, right? So.
But the whole, like I said the other week, about maybe Gran Turismo might end up on PC. You never know, because a lot of like Ghost of Tsushima comes out on PC in the next couple of weeks. Not making much of a deal about it, but it's coming.
Yeah.
And it'll have like ultra wide, all the extra shit that you get with PC games that you can't have on the PlayStation. And it'll run at uncapped frame rates and all that hoo-ha. But yeah, maybe we're not that far away from day and date releases of PlayStation games on the PC as well, because they need to be making more money. And there's a huge market of PC players.
I just noticed. Sorry, I am listening to you, Neil, but I just noticed that I got shirts and stuff hanging up behind me.
I was like, "Where's the ironing board?" Is what I was thinking earlier.
My dad's taken over my office. But he's staying with us. All right. Speaking of my dad, I do have to get going because I've got to because he's here. So if you don't mind, then gents, I'm sorry to have rushed you today, but
I didn't
Thank you.
I didn't feel rushed, to be honest. I thought we were waffling on quite a lot, and you were just letting us carry on.
Well, yeah, where we could. You didn't waffle on too much. It's good. All right. Dave, do you want to do our? Do we have a bit to
We
get out of
have a
here?
bit. We do have a bit. The bit will be starting shortly.
This is not
The
ready,
bit
obviously, because
is
we don't do
now.
this normally.
He's doing something else. You can tell. What were you doing?
I was watching the video actually. Video.
Of which video?
The Astro.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
You
it's
got a
good.
PS5 yet?
No. I barely used my PS4.
I barely use my PS4, but I do use my
I
PS5.
barely used it. So I didn't play any of the big games on it.
I only have the PS5 because Stan bought it. So
I'm watching. I'm still watching the Astro video. I keep looking at it, going, "Yeah, it's quite cool. I might have to play it again."
Right, outro. Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask a question and get involved, please contact us either on email at sealpodcast@gmail.com or join us on the Discord server. A link is pinned on YouTube at Seal Podcast, X at Seal Podcast. Website address? No, not yet.
Not yet.
working on it.
Working
Whip.
on it. We have YouTube and Twitch channels which we upload and stream to.
Do we?
We do. Come and join us. Normally, Fridays, 9 o'clock.
UK time.
Neil, shout out for chats.
Yeah, we got Andy Cox, Chill Robots, Justin, Chris Jackson, Quaxel, and James Mintsafe. I think that's everyone.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I missed those guys in the chat. How you doing, guys? Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Awesome.
Good. All right. Okay. Then I'm going to say sayonara on behalf of all of us. Is that the right word? Sayonara? That's goodbye in Japanese.
That's goodbye, yeah.
Yep. All right. Sayonara then. Thanks, everyone. We'll catch up with you later.
Cheers, guys.
Ta-ra. I can't find the end stream button. There it is.